of the Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea 126660-0002 James Cameron. Back in 2014, Rolex launched the Sea Dweller 116660 to commemorate the journey of famed movie director and diving enthusiast James Cameron as he plunged to one of the deepest known parts of the ocean. For the project, the brand was involved in the development of a watch which could withstand enormous pressure, and this timepiece can be witnessed in the movie footage from the Deepsea Challenge documentary. We hope you enjoy this video review. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel to see more videos from us, and follow our Instagram at Chrono Hunter for daily updates. Rolex is known to stick to what it does best, and this doesn't usually involve collaborative efforts or movie tie-ins. Many collectors therefore consider the James Cameron edition of the Sea Dweller to be something of an oddity. Not because it's garish, it certainly isn't, merely because it's out of step with the usual Rolex way of doing things. It should come as no surprise therefore to discover that Rolex decided to give the original James Cameron Sea Dweller 116660 model something of an anniversary makeover. Just 4 years after the initial launch of the 116660, the brand unveiled the updated Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea 126660-0002 James Cameron at Basel Well 2018. Those who remember the unveiling of the original Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea 116660 will be familiar with its bulky 44mm oyster case complete with a thickness of 17.7mm. Despite its rather clunky stature, the large thickness of the 116660's casing was required to achieve an impressive water resistance of 3,900 meters. For context, that's over 100 times deeper than a person could survive without breathing apparatus. To achieve this technological feat, Rolex had to redevelop and further improve upon its patented ring lock system. The ring lock system features a steel nitrogen alloy ring set in the center of the case, a 5.5mm thick domed crystal manufactured from sapphire, a helium valve which allows the watch to release any gas buildups at depth, and a steel titanium combo caseback. In fairness, it would be difficult for even the most talented of engineers to have retained the same technical specifications of the Deepsea 116660 while reducing its stature. Therefore, the size of the Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea 126660-0002 James Cameron has remained the same, but for many, that's all part of the charm. After all, it's a watch which commemorates the most daring of deep-sea dives in the history of human endeavour, so what's an extra millimetre here or there? Interestingly, the Deepsea doesn't feature a magnification lens on the crystal. This is from a purely engineering perspective, as any deviation could risk the integrity of the watch at lower ocean depths. One of the major changes to the Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea 126660-0002 James Cameron model involves the Oyster Bracelet. The new edition comes with a broader edition of the standard Rolex Oyster Bracelet, complete with 21mm wide-ended links. Let's face it, the modifications to the Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea James Cameron edition are incredibly subtle, from an aesthetic perspective at least. Underneath the fascia is where the real changes have happened, however, as the newer model houses an entirely new movement. Rolex fans will already be familiar with the next generation caliber 3235 movement, which is now the company's flagship choice. In comparison to the 3135 movement found in the original 116660 model, the 3235 boasts 90% new components and 14 new patents. It offers an improvement on power reserve, with a capability of 70 hours in comparison to the 3135's 48-hour maximum. The 3235 is much more accurate too. It falls under the Superlative Chronometer officially certified label and comes with an accuracy rating within 2 seconds per day. This is twice as accurate as what the COSC guidelines stipulate as acceptable for official chronometers. Interestingly, the 3235 movement is entirely manufactured in-house. Previous Rolex movements have made use of different internal parts. While there's nothing strictly wrong with sourcing materials to ensure the perfect caliber, it's refreshing to know that every single component within the Rolex Sea Dweller, even the lubricants used in the manufacturing process, have been lovingly and painstakingly crafted by the brand without any outsourcing whatsoever. While the 126660 James Cameron Sea Dweller is certainly a conversation starter, it's also built for ruggedness and durability. While the Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea 126660 James Cameron can be thought of as a commemorative item, there's nothing to mark it out as such, and therein lies the subtlety of the piece. It's not the sort of luxury chronometer that is spoiled by garish or tacky references to James Cameron's adventures in the deep sea. Instead, there are minor cues in the blue-black gradient option which merely allude to diving. Cameron himself is known to be a huge Rolex fan. While it's not certain whether the acclaimed director commissioned Rolex to create the 126660 or vice versa, one thing is for certain, it's highly sought after among fans of luxury timepieces. And here's why. The Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea 126660 James Cameron launched with an asking price of just over £9,500 back in 2018. In just 2 years, the same model is able to command upwards of £12,000. Put simply, the Rolex Sea Dweller Deepsea 126660 James Cameron makes for a fantastic conversation starter, a great heirloom and a sturdy investment. Whether you're in the market to sell or buy one of these luxurious timepieces, now is the perfect time. Sure, it might be one of the quirkier timepieces in the Rolex catalogue, but that's all part of its charm. We hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below your thoughts on this watch. We'd love to know. If you would like to see more reviews from us, subscribe to our channel and make sure you press the bell icon so that you never miss when we upload a brand new video. Follow our Instagram @Chrono Hunter for daily updates too.